Hey there you guys, welcome back. Today we are going to plant up these self-watering planters. These are hanging baskets with some succulents and I think one cactus. The cactus isn't doing so well in the house, so I thought I'd bring it outside and pot it up. See what happens. Worst thing that will happen is it doesn't grow, just like it's not growing in the house. So anyway, I've got a selection of plants, which you will see right now. A variety, most of them are echeveras. I've got some crasulas, and yeah, I'm not sure if it was a rat's tail cactus or something, but maybe you can let me know what that one is. So, very excited to get this started. I'm not going to use all of the plants that I have here, but whatever I don't use in the pots here, because these pots are quite small, I think they're 10 inches, so I could probably put maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 if they're tiny, into these, and then the rest are going to be put into probably clay pots and let them grow on and be beautiful. I'm going to still have them outside, I'm just going to have them on a shelf. So anyway, let's get to it. The soil I'm going to be using in the pots is my very typical Pro mix. This is the high porosity mix, so it's got a lot of perlite in it, drains really freely, and it's perfect for succulents. And again, we're using these pots. These are self-watering pots. I'm not going to. I don't know whether I'm going to use a self-watering feature in it. I got these mostly for when they come inside over the winter. I find that my succulents last year, a cautionary tale. I brought them inside and I was watering them from the top, and all of my echeveras collapsed. They lost all their leaves. They went soft. Apparently, in the house without proper airflow, if water stays in the crevices of the leaves, it can cause rot. So that's what happened to me. So cautionary tale for you guys. So these guys in the summertime, or in the springtime when it's really wet, I could take out the little plug so it drains freely. But if it's in a period of dry, and I notice that the pots are drying out really quickly, I put that drain plug back in, and I can maintain a water level in here. So it works out really well. These ones here I got from Amazon, and they have a flat bottom. So even if I didn't want to use this as a hanging basket, I could take the chains off and it will sit on a table. So on a table, a self-watering is perfect because you're not going to get water everywhere. So anyway, enough rambling, let's get to it. Let's fill this up with some soil and pick some succulents to go into this one. We'll do one together, and I'll do one on my own, and yeah, let's have fun with it. Okay, so I'm holding this up. I think that this is going to be the front of the pot, and this will be the back of the pot. I want the self-watering hole, the reservoir where you put the water in, off to the side. I don't want that to be on the front. So let's just move the chain off to the side. So I'm going to put some soil in here. Remember, with the self-watering, you want to make sure that the holes, what do you call those? The soil reservoirs, I don't know, that sit in the water are full, so that the wicking action can happen. So I'm just going to poke some soil into those, make sure that they're good and packed. We've done this before, it's old news. Those ones you want to see nicely packed. I'm just going to add a little bit more soil here. So with succulents, there's a lot of variety of color and size. I'm not sure how big many of these things get. So chances are they're going to outgrow this pot, and that's okay. I'll just end up transplanting them in the fall perhaps. If they stay small, I might leave them in this pot, but it's just going to be an ongoing thing. We can propagate some succulents. So we've got this echevera, I think it's Vera von Neunenberg. That's a beautiful one. I want to have something tall in the center, tall-ish. Let's go with this Senecio. This should get taller and branch out. And then let's go with, I'd really like to put this, I'm not sure what kind of cactus that is. but it's gonna trail down the front, I guess. I really didn't want to have cactus in this, but this one's not so bad. It's not really prickly. Okay, so maybe instead of the Pearl von Neunenberg, let's go with this nice red. I think this one's it's not fire sticks. I'm not sure. It's a Crassula. I'm at a loss for the name. Very, very cool. And then let's go with this this other Echeverria. I like that one. And then maybe in the back, let's go with this one here. This one, I believe this is a type of acetum, but it could also be a Crassula. And having it at the back might add a little bit of a nice backdrop to this purple Senecio. So that's going to fill in this pot really, really well, and it'll be a lot of fun, I think. Nice colors, nice textures. So let's go ahead and plant this up. So we'll take these out of their pots. I'm not going to do too much with the root system. I'm just going to leave it as is. It's not so bad. Okay. Just I'll rough up just a little bit because I can. Anything that breaks off we can put back in the soil and hope it roots. That's the fun thing about succulents, is if you break a piece off, chances are you're going to have baby plants all over the place. I really like this one. Doesn't have much of a root system. I got stuff all over my succulent, my cactus here. Okay, that'll just wash off the next time I water. I'm not going to water today. I'm going to wait maybe a week before I water. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so that'll probably wash it off anyway. Here we go. And then we're going to put this over on this side. Super. Need to dig this down a little bit. These root systems aren't terrible. They're just very, very new. The gentleman that I buy these from, it's a greenhouse just down the street, and he propagates these himself. So he's always freshly potted things up. So let's add some soil in here. Just topping it up. Because this is a self-watering pot, I really don't need to pay attention to how high the soil is, but I still kind of want to keep about a centimeter from the lip of the pot, just because I will water them from the top from time to time. I will come out with the garden hose and do my thing, because I'm a gardener. I like to do that sort of thing. But if I didn't want to, I can make sure that this is filled right to the top and then just fill in the reservoir here, and that's perfectly fine too. Alright, making sure there's no air pockets with my fingers, making sure these plants are firmly in place. I'm excited to see how these grow. The plants that I had out last year, the succulents, they did so good. Some of my Echeverrias got to have really nice size, bigger than I've ever grown them just regular and standard pots in the house. So that's why I wanted to do this again. So there we go. We'll see how this grows. We'll do some updates on these later on in the season, perhaps one time in July and then another time near the end of August. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Let's see what you're doing. Are you doing some cactus or succulent planters? They're so popular these days. So anyway, show me what you're growing. Post photos to the Plants and Things What's Growing page, and I'd love to see what's happening. Anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing. So this is basket number 2. I planted, I believe this is called Lampranthus, and it should have a nice pink flower. Hopefully it will flower this summer. Some Echeverria. I'll cut off these flower spikes because they're spent, so just to maintain the prettiness of the plant. I'm not sure what this is. I think this is a type of Echeverria, a sedum, I believe. So this should trail down a little bit as well. And another type of sedum that should trail down also. This doesn't grow well for me in the house. They end up shriveling up and dying, so I'm going to give it a try out here, see what happens. So that's this one, hanging, and let's go see the other one in its natural habitat. Alright, so this is the other one. So I have somewhat of a theme, I guess. This one has more of the peaches and reds and purple, and the other one is more yellow and green, or yellow and gray. So anyway, I hope that they grow well. Stay tuned for some updates, and yeah, until next time, happy growing!